Jay-Z is getting a divorce from Gary Shaw Productions. We're making the rounds here on ESPN.com. I'm Kerry Chow. Jay-Z's Roc Nation Sports is splitting with Shaw barely a month after the two organizations got together. For more, we bring in our ESPN boxing insider, Dan Rayfield. Dan, what caused the split?
You know, Kerry, I think what happened was ultimately they realized that they each had a different style of doing business. The personalities, I don't think, meshed that great, to tell you the truth. And when I heard that Gary was going to be joining Roc Nation in the first place, I thought, oh, that's kind of interesting. I kind of thought of it as sort of oil and water. And, I guess they realized after a short period of time together, this was probably not the best for both organizations. And they are parting ways. I don't believe in an angry fashion. I think they just sort of threw their hands up and said, you know what, it's best if we split up. The fact is, it's only been about a month. I mean, let's be honest. You see people who have maybe gotten married after a drunken night out in Las Vegas and marriages that lasted longer than this. It will just go like it never happened, and they'll both go on and do business on their own once again. All
right, a cordial divorce. Roc Nation Sports did make a splash by signing Andre Ward. What does this mean for Ward going forward?
Well, it really has absolutely nothing to do with Andre Ward whatsoever. Gary Shaw was not involved in the recruitment and or the signing of Andre Ward to the company. That was something that was done without his involvement. So Andre Ward is still signed to Roc Nation. He was never a Gary Shaw fighter in the first place. So Andre will move forward with Roc Nation as his promoter. They're looking for a fight for him, a date, a fight, a deal with one of the networks this spring, early summer. Andre, when he signed, said he would like to be back in the ring sometime in March or April. If you take a look at the calendar, you realize that is extremely unlikely. I think May is also unlikely. I think the earliest we'll see Andre Ward back in the ring is probably in June at the earliest. But once again, it will not have anything to do with Gary Shaw, because he will just go on and go back to his own company, Gary Shaw Productions, of which Andre Ward was never a part of in the first place.
Okay, so you kind of just answered my question. As for Gary Shaw, a part of the Roc Nation deal was that he became a Roc Nation employee. So where does he go from here?
Well, he's in the process of doing a separation agreement, and he'll go back with his company that originally was being sold to Roc Nation Sports, which is Gary Shaw Productions. And with that, he will just basically reacquire the promoter fighter contracts that he had that he was bringing to Roc Nation. I mean, listen, the reason they wanted Gary in the first place mainly was because he had fighter contracts in Roc Nation. As they're trying to build up their stable, they needed some boxers. So with this agreement to separate, the fighters that were coming with Gary Shaw to Roc Nation will just go back with him. The biggest name, of course, is the heavyweight contender Brian Jennings, who's getting ready to fight Vladimir Klitschko for the heavyweight world championship on April 25th at Madison Square Garden. There's a press conference in New York to make the formal announcement of the fight on Wednesday. Now it's just as though Roc Nation is not going to be involved at all.
That's the latest on the split between Jay-Z's Roc Nation Sports and Gary Shaw Productions. For Dan Rayfield, I'm Kerry Chow. We're making the rounds here on ESPN.com's boxing page.